Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We are here for Transfer Talk 3 p.m. as it is every single day. Big up to Liam in the chat. But if you are new and you're watching on Twitter, press the link underneath the video tweet. Join us on YouTube, get involved in the comments and join our wonderful community because we truly do have a wonderful community. As always, I'm going to go through some of the stories and then I'll open the lines. I'll put the link into chat so you can come on and have your say. And there's some big stuff come out today. Big stuff. I'm sure everyone is aware of the breaking news. I was going to do it as a separate video, and then I thought there's no real point because we do have transfer talk, and it's virtually what this stream is for. Big news though, big news. So let's get straight into it. Liverpool sign Konate. Deal done. Everything done. Medical done. Everything, including medicals, paperwork, everything is done. Konate is a Liverpool player, obviously pending the normal sort of stuff that you do, the international clearance, work permits, all of that lovely jubbly stuff. So Liverpool sign Konate. That is one of the big ones today. That's not only the only stuff going on, obviously, within the football world. United plotting a move for Jan Oblak. This is a strange one, right? We're so into getting either Henderson or De Gea. You've got two fairly good goalkeepers, and now you're going to go get a third. You've got Tom Heaton. Does that mean De Gea, and there's interesting news around this, it means De Gea may go back to Atletico, and what happens to Dean Henderson? Does he get sold as well? Like, United, are they selling both their goalkeepers and then bringing in Jan Oblak? I mean, it's not an outrageous one, but Jan Oblak isn't going to solve all your problems. I mean, 28 years old, De Gea's only 31. I mean, it's a madness. It is a madness. And the last one involving Manchester City. They are plotting £100 million bid for Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish could become the first £100 million player in England. Obviously, we've seen it abroad. Would be the first one in England. This is big, though. This is big. We all know that transfers are way overhyped. Back in the day, you would not have picked a Dan James for £20 million or 15, however much it was. Simply would never have happened. This is big, though. Big news, obviously, that Jack Grealish could be the first £100 million player. Right? What does this mean for the market for transfers? It's already inflated to a ridiculous amount. Could this be even bigger? Could we potentially be seeing transfer fees just absolutely skyrocketing after this? We will discuss that, of course. But let's start with Liverpool. But Chris, who is a Liverpool fan, saying, welcome to Liverpool. Good signing. Still need two more midfielders to challenge midfielders we've got now. A winger challenge, Salah, and a striker. Still a lot to do. Liverpool always get their business in first, but let's start with Liverpool. They're the ones that have done a big sort of move. This deal's been on the cards for ages. I mean, look, we've known about this deal for quite some time, but we've got some comments here. Liverpool have confirmed the transfer of France centre back Ibrahima Konate from Leipzig. If you're new to the channel, you'll know I butcher foreign names. It's not me taking the piss. I just can't do it. The 22-year-old defender has agreed a long-term contract with the Reds after finalising terms and passing a medical. The interesting bit about this is he's had two medicals, not just the one, two. He had one back about 3 months ago, right? That was done by, I think, Liverpool. And they have now got a independent sort of person to do a medical. It's just obviously in terms of he's had muscle fiber injuries, hasn't he? So plenty of stuff going on there. So he's had two medicals. Liverpool very satisfied that the issues he's had previously won't hinder him. Look, young players get injuries and they're not normally that bad. They don't normally affect him. It's obviously as the body's growing, a young player, it happens. I mean, Marcus is having the same issue. You'd assume that possibly Greenwood might suffer from the same issue. It's as they get bigger essentially, as we all saw Mason Greenwood's transition over lockdown, didn't we? Young players, they just build. It's getting them bigger, quicker. It's the whole doggy dog, isn't it? You have to be at an elite level, and that is sort of the issue that I think Konate has had. But that's not to say that he's absolutely free of injuries. Injuries can happen, but Liverpool very satisfied that the injuries won't be because of previous injuries that he has suffered. So that is on Konate. I will open the lines. I'm sure Liverpool fans want to come on and have their say around this. Konate, a big move. That means a bit of pressure on Gomez now. Obviously, he's been a bit injury prone. Van Dijk and Konate is what you'd assume it would be. Or is Jurgen Klopp doing a different tactic? Is he now going to go 3 at the back with wing backs? We don't know. It could potentially be that. Big up to DC in the chat as well. Wait, what happened with Grealish? No. We'll go to Grealish as that's a comment that's been put in. Man City have made Jack Grealish their #1 midfield target, according to the Daily Mail. And the new Premier League champions are prepared to make the Villa playmaker English football's first £100 million player, according to Sky Sports. This one is big, and I alluded to it in the intro. Big thing this would be. The first £100 million player being bought by an English club. That's huge. And it would probably take in the region of that to prize him off Villa. Remember, no longer are the days where the bigger clubs can bully the smaller clubs. The smaller clubs have money, right? Especially the likes of Villa and Everton. They've got good owners as well, if I remember correctly. So no longer can you bully these smaller clubs to give you what you want. So you may have to offer a triple figure fee to prize Jack Grealish. But what does this mean going forward for English football? Does this mean that transfers are just going to get higher and higher and higher? And does this mean that we need to get a regulator involved in English football to secure the safety of English football? Do we? Maybe. I know it's something Gary Neville has been very keen on doing, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. The last bit before I do put the link into the chat, Jack Grealish, what a signing that would be. But does that mean that they're not going to go for a striker? Or if they do go for a striker, they're going to get a much cheaper option for a striker? Or does it mean Pep is quite happy with this false 9 of De Bruyne or Foden or whoever? Mahrez, I think, has done it a couple of times. Is Pep quite happy with that? And does he see Jack Grealish bolstering his midfield, meaning that De Bruyne now moves to that false 9 position, potentially? Is De Bruyne clinical enough for a false 9? And will this hinder Manchester City by doing the false 9? It's worked this season, but who's been challenging City? United for a bit of it, but they weren't huge challenges, were they? So that one is going to be very interesting to see how that develops over the summer. Is this a true story? We will wait and see on that. Big up to Daniel in the chat as well. Ravi saying, is Nat Phillips going? Well, we reported last week, I think, that he has a £10 million price tag on his head. So Nat Phillips does have a price tag on his head, according to sources. Does this mean that Nat Phillips is going? You'd assume so, but it might not. It could mean that he drops down the pecking order from 4th to 5th. But that does it opens a lot of options. Could Jurgen be going down to a 3 centre backs of a Konate, Gomez, Van Dijk, with Trent and Robbo as wing backs potentially? But could it mean that Klopp just keeps it as the 4 and just rotates it? Again, a very strong chance that could be how he does it. And Gomez drops down to 3rd choice centre back. Gomez then drops Matip down to 4th choice centre back. And then Phillips would become 5th choice centre back. Look, Liverpool have had injuries at centre back, so this isn't a surprise move that Liverpool want to bolster their centre back options. And with the ACL, what does that leave with Van Dijk? Is Van Dijk going to be the same Van Dijk that we saw in previous seasons before. We yet to see really. DC saying fuck's sake. Big up to Ravi as well. Big up to Ravi. What a dead team we have without Super Jack. I hear that, but if you keep Ollie Watkins, that does help you to a degree, doesn't it? And do City really need Grealish? Well, no, you don't. I don't think they do. But as I just said, does this mean that Pep is quite happy at this false nine and is going to move De Bruyne as a false nine and Grealish maybe on the left with Foden partnering Gundogan in the middle, or even Grealish partnering Gundogan in the middle? You never know with Pep. You never know. The man does. He likes to chuck out these new things, doesn't he? But that is just Pep in a bombshell. The last story we'll do before I put the link in the chats for you all to come on and have your say. Manchester United will make an ambitious move for Atletico Madrid keeper Jan Oblak to solve their #1 crisis. That is according to Alan Nixton. Alan Nixton is a very well-respected journalist. He's very well-respected down in the Football League as well. Does cover the Premier League as well. Interesting that he is saying this. It is also reported in the Sun, but Alan is a much more respected sort of news source than the fucking Sun, for reasons I'm sure I don't need to really allude to. The Slovenia international, who is 28, is contracted to the newly crowned La Liga champions until the summer of 2023. So he's got 2 years left on his contract. Does he see a different? Does he see it being he moves to United for a different challenge potentially? There's all sorts that happen on this, which is Egdai. I have seen your comment. I'll respond to that in a second because it's not as simple as that, really. But obviously, you'll never walk alone. Egda is a Liverpool fan, as most people who watch the channel would know. City needs striker more than another attacking midfielder winger. Yeah, Chris, I hear you, but is Pep going to do something differently? That's what I mean in terms of, yes, I know traditionally Manchester City need a striker, but is Pep now going to continue this false nine stuff that he's been doing this season potentially? And if he is, that means De Bruyne becomes the false nine, which means you do potentially and probably will need to bolster his midfield. Hence why Jack Grealish is in the mind. It's from the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail ain't no clickbait article. If it was the Sun, I wouldn't report on it. But Alan, and that's why I've went for this Oblak one, because Alan Nixton is the one who has reported it. Egda saying Nixton way off the mark with that one. United have 2 fine goalkeepers already. Well, it's interesting you say that, because what would happen in what is being reported, that David De Gea would go back to Atletico Madrid. We all know that he's having issues at Old Trafford, issues within England, and Jan Oblak is potentially what United want to go down. That does mean Dean Henderson probably does get sold. Dean Henderson, we've seen that Dortmund are reported that like Dean Henderson. So could Dean be made as a make weight for Sancho, or could it be that Dean Henderson goes out on a long-term loan, a 2-3 year long loan at Dortmund, and Oblak, who then would be 31, 32, would then move on? I don't know. I'm not inside United. That's what I would think potentially could be one of the options. There's really 3 options with this. You keep De Gea. Option 2 is you keep Henderson. Option 3, you sell De Gea, get Henderson out on a long-term loan, bring in a replacement. I think United should probably go with option 2. I think Dean Henderson has got a lot to offer. But again, I'm not a United fan, but I wouldn't be shocked if Ollie goes, you know what, Dean, I do like you, but you're not quite ready. I'm going to let you go on a 2-3 year long loan at a Dortmund or a big team within a foreign league, just to work on a lot of the deficiencies he has already. So that could be very much an option. So there's 3 options for United: keep De Gea, keep Henderson, or option 3, sell De Gea, get Henderson out on a long-term loan, and bring in a replacement. Replacement being what they see as Jan Oblak. Would be an expensive one though. Be very expensive. Right? You're not pricing him off Atletico very, very cheaply. That is for sure. Chris saying very risky from Pep if he continues with false 9. It's a very risky move, but Pep is all about risks, as I'm sure everyone knows. Pep is full of them. It's okay doing it this season, but doing next season, you get found out. He may get found out. There's no guarantee he'll get found out, but we'll have to wait and see, wouldn't we? We'd have to wait and see. But that's obviously an option for him. Konate, get him. Yep, we'll talk a little bit more about Konate. Daniel saying Dortmund always sign their future #1 goalkeeper. Well, Daniel, it's not literally just Dortmund, is it? Dortmund are not just the only team in Europe, are they? Right? It does make me laugh when people go, oh, yeah, but they've just done this. Well, they're not the only club that you can negotiate with, are they? You could see Lingard put as a make way for Dortmund, or Dalot, or anyone. God knows. United will most likely, if they had me in charge, they would have figured it out by now. But what I mean by Dortmund, I mean by any team around the Dortmund size that you could negotiate with, going, here's a Dean Henderson on a 2-year loan, you pay this much, or we want one of your players. Maybe a Lille, I don't know. I don't really watch European football. I'm just chucking these names out there because they're names I know. Lille, or Lyon, or Monaco, French league, or Bundesliga with God knows anyone. The negotiations, Daniel, negotiations. I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce that name. Auxerre? Is that a French team? God knows. But look, it's one of them. What I mean by Dortmund, Daniel, is Auxerre. Auxerre, I think is how you're saying it. What have we got here? Auxerre. Ah, maybe them. That might work. I have put the link into the chats if you want to come on and have your say. You talk about any of the 3. Avoid Ollie talk. We had that full on yesterday. It did my head in. Right? We're not discussing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We're not discussing what United are doing. You can talk about the Oblak move and what you want to do, but we're not talking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That tune in at United Show at 10 p.m. tonight, and we can talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as much as the cows gone home. But we're joined by Chris. Chris, you're a Liverpool fan. Konate is not a bad start to summer signings, is it?
Indeed, it's not a bad start. It's a good signing, but I still want a lot more to do. In terms, we can't just sit here and just say, oh, we signed Konate, that's it now. Then the challenge man saying, no, we need to improve in other areas as well. Konate, good signing, gives you that guarantee of 3 centre backs with Gomez and Van Dijk. Matip, there's question marks over him in the summer.
Yeah, of course.
And Nat Firth has done well. I am one of his biggest fanboys, but I am yet.
Hold on, you're not as much as Sonny, are you?
No. I haven't got a T-shirt with his name on there. But
excellent. That's what I like to hear.
But yeah, Nat Firth's done well, but I feel he will want to play first team football, and fair play to him. You got to give it to him.
Of course, I hear that.
But yeah, more on Konate, the last French centre back we signed was Mamadou Sakho. So yes, hope Konate is better than that. I'm sure he is.
Of course, he'll be better. Look, people. You hear it all the time. When you sign this French player, different circumstances, isn't it? And you had a different manager, and everything was different then. Hector saying Niall still thinks we're going to get Mbappe low, 60% chance, I believe he said. Yes, and I still right. 60% is not 100%, is it, Hector? Right? It's not 100%, is it? It's a 60%. That means there's a 60% chance you get him. There's a 40% chance you don't, right? It's not cast iron fact. I never said it was a cast iron. I never said there's a cast iron fact. There's still a 40% chance that you won't get Mbappe, right? But because he's from Nike and because you're sponsored by Nike and there is reports that Mbappe does want to join Liverpool, would work, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. It could happen, right? It's why I said 60. Yeah, but I said 5%. Yeah? You're allowed to say a different figure than me. I haven't got a gun to your head, Hector, right? That's the beauty of this channel. You're allowed to disagree with me. I disagree with almost everyone that comes on at some point. And me and Chris have had disagreements. It was hardly a disagreement. He predicted the Monaco top 3. I said it differently, and I was right and he was wrong.
Yeah.
Sucking. Next time he puts Bottas and Hamilton as top 3, where in a circuit you can't overtake, I will just laugh. But that's the beauty of this channel. You are allowed to disagree with me. You believe it or not, you're allowed to have a different opinion than me. I'm not going to slam you down unless you're saying absolutely ridiculous shit like we're going to go get Haaland, Mbappe, and Ronaldo. Then I'm going to shout you down. 60 means you think it's more likely we get him. Yes, that is true. I do think there is a strong chance you could get him. That doesn't mean I've said that Mbappe is signing for Liverpool. I've said there's a chance. Just like there's also a chance that United could go get Jan Oblak. Does it mean they're going to get him? Well, not really, because it's me. And I just report on what I see in the media. Don't have inside connections as much as these other YouTubers claim that they're best mates with the board. He ain't coming. You never know. Sorry, but if we don't get him, I'll be trolling you all year. I mean, you crack on, but I mean, I'll just respond like I have today, which is I said there was a 60% chance. Do you know what? 60% is almost 50-50, mate. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Indeed.
60 is pretty much 50-50, right? It's 50-50 chance you get him. 60%, 60-40, whatever. Do whatever makes you feel happy. But you didn't say, oh, shit, Edgar, shh. I said 60. I maintain it 60. It doesn't mean I said you're guaranteed to get Mbappe. Therefore, I've not put myself in the mud. But I do appreciate you watching over on Twitch. Daniel, nothing on Chelsea today. So which of the 3 you want to talk about? Grealish, Oblak, or Konate?
Jack Grealish.
What do you want to say about Grealish to City for 100 mil?
Do Man City really need him?
Yeah. Oh, that's the question.
Yeah, do they really need him? Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes and no. It depends on what Pep sees himself doing next season. Does Pep see himself doing this false 9 with De Bruyne as the false 9? Potentially. If he does that mean he needs to bulk up his midfield with a quality player? Yes, it does. Simple answer to that. Does it mean that possibly Foden, who everyone assumes is more of a cam, more of that De Bruyne in the future, does that mean Phil Foden will now get more exposure down the middle in the centre mid role? Potentially. A bit like Grealish has that, Greenwood has that exposure up from under Ollie. Could we see Foden now being given that exposure time in the middle under Pep? Yes, it may well do. Or is it just Pep being greedy and wanting plenty of players that City can easily afford? It could very well be that. It could mean that Gundogan is now a bench player, or God knows what, and Man City have just strengthened by 200 million, which again they could afford, as much as that pains almost anyone but Chelsea. Simple answer to yours: yes, they probably could do with him. Dependent on what Pep sees himself doing. What else do you want to say about?
That's it, really. It's just one of those. Is it just to put in the media to get more clicks or something?
Well, I think they need. I said in the comments, I think they need a striker more. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Raheem Sterling's not been pulling off any trades, and
That's a shout.
Jack Reyes might be replacing him in the team.
That's a shout, actually. I forgot about that.
And I don't think Sterling's just one of them. And they like
He's also getting a bit older, isn't he? How old? I don't even know how old he is.
But I just feel Man City, they have got enough creativity in there. Yeah, so Bernardo Silva, De
Oh, he's
Bruyne.
only 26 years old. Fuck it now. I always think he's older than that.
He's been in the league for so long.
Yeah, I think didn't he break out Liverpool at the age of like 17 or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah, something like young.
Yeah.
He was definitely young.
It's been a bit of a mad one for Raheem, but yeah, could it mean that Pep has lost his patience with Raheem and now Raheem is looking like he's going potentially? Look, do I think City can afford to go get Jack Grealish because where else do they really need to strengthen? I mean, he's quite like Zinchenko at left back, hasn't he? So you can imagine that will carry on.
I still think they might need a left back, but it's not the main priority.
How many times are City being told to defend heavily from other teams within the league? Very rarely. So you can probably keep with Zinchenko, and Zinchenko ain't bad. He's actually not that bad, believe it or not. Yeah. So Zinchenko is a fairly good left back, and then you've got striker. He needs a striker, so he'll get one of them, and then we'll see. But there's plenty of options for Pep, isn't there?
Indeed, just look at the squad depth, ridiculous.
Squad depth is insane. I've done that one. 60 is 20 more than 40. Congratulations on your maths. Your Egda, if there's one thing in life that you won't struggle with, that is maths. It's quite clear to see. Proud of you. Nah, I'm just taking the piss. I still maintain that you got a 60% chance of signing Mbappe. It's not a mad shout. It's not a mad shout. But guys, talking a bit about we've spoken a bit about Konate. We'll continue to talk a bit. I'm sure more Liverpool fans at some point will come on. But let's talk United's goalkeeping situation at the moment. United's goalkeeping situation is a complete mess at the moment. Partly due to Ollie, partly due to the media, and partly due to the fans. It's just a complete and utter fucking shambles. Jan Oblak is reported to be on United's wish list. Now, I want to make it clear that is United's wish list. Is that Ollie's wish list? Fuck knows. Ollie apparently wants 4 players. You can imagine one of them being Sancho, another one being a centre-back, another one being a DM, and probably a backup striker. But fuck knows if he really means that, because what about Mason Greenwood? Ollie's not a fucking imbecile. If you get another striker, guess what? You're either cutting Cavani's game time or Greenwood's game time. Greenwood needs game time for development. So it really depends on who is the stupid idiot that wants to start messing around with that. But this goalkeeping situation is a complete and utter shambles. You've got David De Gea, you've got Dean Henderson, and now Jan Oblak. Do you think this Jan Oblak stuff is due to David having what can only imagine is bad penalty shootout? Not that United go have many of them next season, you'd assume. Where do you see this being at the end of the summer? Do you see De Gea still being at United, or do you see De Gea going but Henderson as United's number one, or do you see them getting rid of both, or potentially moving Hendo on a long-term loan and bringing in Jan Oblak, or fuck knows? I mean, they've got Heaton coming. Is it Tom Heaton? Who apparently unbelievably said challenge him for the number 1 shirt. If that's the case, United are in deeper shit than I think.
I think personally it'd be Dean Henderson number 1 next season.
Interesting shout. Do you think Ollie will go Dean Henderson?
Yeah, I think De Gea will go back to somewhere in Spain. Might not be a Festo, but I think it will be.
Where would he go? That's the question. Where would he go?
He won't go to Barca. Todd start to
This
stay
is
then.
true.
What the one dot well we traded with Todd start
Yeah.
Courtois. So only
True.
needs probably only needs first on trade, but then it's the same thing with Oblak.
Well, they got. I was just about to say, they got Jan Oblak, and I think I'd take Jan Oblak over.
But he's saying Milan. I've just thought, well, Donnell Woman's even. He's saying Milan. There's a spot.
Damn, they got
There's
another
spot.
one though coming through. Or
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think there's cheaper. Yeah, there's something.
Yeah, I won't.
God knows. God knows.
It's a
I
shambles.
need Belgian. He seems quite in touch with Italian football.
I mean, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to see where the Hay will go, apart from a first door.
And that's the question. That's $1 million question. What were you going to say, Dan?
I think Man United will keep both of them. I don't think one of them.
Not possible.
No.
Frankly, nowhere near possible. That is the equivalent of you having Edouard Mendy and Timo Courtois, both of them wanting the number one, and you're keeping them both. Or Petr Cech and Courtois. It would just never happen. One of them is going this summer. Okay, in terms of United, I think I don't know. Could United be really bloody smart about this? And I've just uttered them words, so they're probably not going to be. If I'm United and I have them, shall we say, doubts about Henderson is a fair shout. There are elements of his. I like him, but is he the finished article? No. What do United want in terms of finished article? That's the $1 million question. But if I'm United and I don't trust, and I trust De Gea still, I get Henderson on a 2-3 year loan. I do. I keep him under contract, but out on loan. Didn't he sign? I think it was a 4 or 5 year deal.
Yeah.
Go get him out for 2 years, bring him back into the fold. By that time, he'll be 25, 26, and he'll have 5, 6, 7 good years at United if he's good enough. And that way you can really, really test him out, but put him in a good club for fuck's sake. Not a Tottenham. Yep. Well, actually, Tottenham isn't actually a horrific shout, believe it or not. Yeah. Like, as much as people like to banter Tottenham, you could use Tottenham as going, well, we'll give you Dean Henderson. Give me some money. There's Dean Henderson at Tottenham, who is a fairly big club. They're not the biggest club in the world, of course. They're a fairly big English club, and you get to see what Dean Henderson does for 2 years with a team that should be playing attacking football now that Levy's realised that Jose ball is not what Tottenham require. Anyone worth anything in football could have told you that. In fact, any football fan could have told you such a thing. So you could see Dean Henderson at Spurs for 2 years and go from there, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think Tottenham need a goalkeeper because Hugo Lloris is too comfortable at Tottenham. No offense to Joe Hart, but
he's also getting a bit old. And Joe Hart that's something different, isn't it?
Yeah, I always feel that Hugo Lloris is overrated, in my opinion. I don't think he's a world-class goalkeeper. He's good.
Of course.
He's a good keeper, but he has mistakes in him from what I've seen of him in the Premier League. And I feel he needs a goalkeeper to chance him.
Definitely. I hear that. I do hear that. Daniel, Tottenham, could that be a destination for a 2 year loan for Dean Henderson? It would be what United probably need, doesn't it? If they don't trust Dean Henderson right now to have the number one, but they do believe him in the future, a 2 year loan at Tottenham Hotspur would be a good shout for him, surely. If they want Harry Kane, and that could be something you negotiate with. But could United go to Tottenham and go, we need to get Dean Henderson a 2 year loan? Are you willing to have him at your club for 2 years? It also means, and Daniel Levy will love that. He'll be like, me get a good keeper for only 2 years. That's actually not a bad idea. I can save my goalkeeper crisis for 2 years' time when I will fuck around in the market and go get fucking God knows who. But could you see that happening? Could you see Henderson? And look, everyone watching, I'm not reporting that Henderson is going Tottenham. I am merely suggesting the fucking option before Edgar starts getting on the back of my neck. Although, to be fair, if he does go to Tottenham, I'll take all credit. Got there before fucking Sky, didn't I? Have that.
I think he suits Tottenham perfectly, like you said. They need a replacement for Lloris. I think he's actually going to be sold there instead of loaned.
Sold. Interesting. It's not mad. Look, Dean Henderson on a 2-year loan at Tottenham, whilst they keep De Gea for 2 more years. See what Henderson does, and then in 2 years, go pick up a Ramsdale or something, because Ramsdale's fucking good. But Velvishan, I'm here. I'm presuming you're here to talk about the Man City Grealish deal, yeah?
Yeah, sure, why not?
No, I'm joking. You can talk about Konate. That is, there's 3 subjects you can talk about, and one of them is not Ollie. You're allowed to talk about Man City Grealish, Man United Oblak, or Liverpool by getting Konate. You're one of them 3. You're only allowed to talk about them. Ollie did my head in yesterday.
I'll go for Man City Grealish.
Oh fucking hell! You don't actually want to talk about your club and a centre back. Jesus Christ!
No, because you got rid of Kabak, so go fuck yourself.
Right. Okay. Right. Talk to me about Man City and Jack Grealish.
Grealish ain't 100 mil. He ain't worth that.
Right.
Like, he's had a decent season, but he got injured. I feel like 70 to 80 is fine, but 100 mil, I wouldn't waste my money.
Villa won't accept that.
Yeah, I know, but 100 mil, is he 25, 26 now?
Yeah, around
Something
that
like
age.
that, yeah. He's about to walk into the prime of his career. You are correct about that.
Yeah, I would have spent 100 mil on him. I would go spend that 100 mil on a Sancho or Mbappe, not Grealish. If City want it, let them spend. They have money, so I don't care.
Well, yeah, but don't forget, City do need to sort out for what? What was I about to say? Oh, homegrown talent. So it'd fit into that, wouldn't it? English tax.
Yeah.
As we always like to hear about.
Which is why Harry Kane might make sense to Man City as well.
What Grealish and Kane? Fuck
No.
That's one big fucking shopping list for 2 players. That's like 250 million.
No.
I mean, it's not. City could easily afford it. It would just be one heck of a big summer for them, wouldn't it?
I mean, that one of them men. As you said, homegrown.
Yeah, City do need homegrown. They got Foden, Walker, Stones. So they got 3. Who else have they got? I mean, Liam Delap, I think, is on his 26 or 25 man. Who else have they got? Oh, they got who's that fucking goalkeeper?
Oh,
Not he.
Scott Carson.
Scott Carson. Yeah, they got Carson.
No, he's on loan. He's on loan.
Yeah, it's a 2-year loan, I think.
I'm gonna say nothing. I give up on this. When you're getting Scott Carson on loan, you know there's shit going on.
It's a 2-year loan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, who do they go for, Velv? What do you see him doing?
Who?
City.
I feel like I think they'll go for Kane, not Grealish.
You think City will go for Kane, not Grealish?
Yeah.
Fair shout. I hear that. Talk to me about Konate.
Yeah, it was a good signing. He's 22 years of age. Has loads of potential to become a world-class defender.
Is he better than Kabak?
It pains me, but yes, he is better than Kabak. From what I've seen of him, yeah. Like, he's Leipzig's best defender, not Upamecano, not that other guy who looks like a fridge, like the B-Tech fridge. He's the best defender there. And yeah.
So what was your concerns? What you said there was a concern?
Yeah, the injury is a concern.
Don't worry too much about it. Don't worry too much about it.
I know it's not worried about it, but we have shit medical stuff. That's the problem.
I hear there is an element of that. Don't worry about that. No, the reason I say don't worry about it is you've given him a medical. You've got an independent person to do a medical, and also injuries with young players as they're developing, as they're getting bigger, and all of that stuff. It's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal.
I mean, Joe Gomez had injuries when he was in.
Rashford's got full of them. Rashford's full of them.
Mm.
It's just like you need to look after the body, and I feel like Klopp knows how to deal with injuries. He doesn't like rush them back. That's what happened to Konate. After them, he's
recovered. He's definitely got experience of handling injuries, doesn't he? That is for sure.
No. Like for like long-term injuries, he just waits until they're perfectly ready, even though they're like fit.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago. So I feel
I feel like you've just completely missed what I said. I said yes, Jurgen Klopp is got a experience of handling injuries, doesn't he? He's dealt with them throughout his entire Liverpool career so far.
Yeah.
It's one of them. It is one of them. Talk to me about United, Valve. Talk to me about them. A mess, complete and utter. It's a complete and utter shambolic mess, to be brutally honest with you. They got three options in my eyes. Fourth option would be Ollie goes in goal. So option one being they keep De Gea, sell Henderson. Option two, they sell De Gea, keep Henderson. Option three, they sell both of them. Option four, they get rid of De Gea, put Henderson out on a long-term loan, and bring in an Oblak or someone of that ilk. I can confirm it definitely won't be Donnarumma. Ollie vowed never to do business with Mino Raiola ever again. I can see why.
I mean, he's still staying at the club. Like this summer is just going to be toxic for United fans. Ollie getting a 3-year contract.
I think many clubs don't really want to do much business with Mino Raiola. Why do you think no English club has been biting the hands off to get?
I'm talking about like the overall.
We've been talking about Donnarumma for like 3 months.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the overall.
Roman Abramovich would probably just tell Mino Raiola to go fuck himself.
No one wants to work with Mino
Raiola. No club really wants to work with Mino, and even Chelsea to a degree are like, do we? As Chelsea aren't heavily linked to Donnarumma, you talk to him, but I don't really see Chelsea going, we must work with Mino Raiola.
Yeah.
I don't see that. I definitely don't see that. But yeah, Val, what do United do this summer? What if you were in charge? What do you do?
I don't think the goalkeeper's the first priority. It hasn't been the goalkeeper's fault. It's just been the defense. Yeah, it's just been the defense. Like you got Eric Bailly, he's doing bicycle kicks to clear a crossing.
Yeah.
And you got Lindelof, who doesn't even know if the player's behind him or not, or like people call him Linda Soft because he gets bullied on the ball.
See, do you believe that, or do you just believe that there was zero communication in that defence? Because I'm thinking the latter. There's not a leader in that back line. I mean, Maguire is your biggest leader, and even then, I have doubts about him.
Even though goal wasn't Luke Shaw's fault. I mean, it's Luke Shaw's fault, not Lindelof's.
It was a bit of both, really. It's just a complete lack of communication. I don't blame it 100% on Lindelof. Also, don't blame Luke Shaw 100%. I blame both of them 50%.
Yeah.
Because they're both idiots for just zero communication. There's no one in that back line shouting. And that's a problem.
Yeah, indeed.
But no, I hear what you're saying about it not being a priority. It's nowhere near a priority in my eyes.
We need a centre-back, DM and right wing. That's it.
Yeah, but this is United, Val. This is United. So this actually means... This means this is the most likely outcome. Because it's not a priority.
They're probably going to get a left back in the summer. And United fans are like, please get me a centre back, right wing, and CDM.
No, I don't think they'll do that. I think they know they can't do a left back, but I think they genuinely may plot for an Oblak move. Oblak move.
I don't think Oblak will leave. I feel like he's won the title with Atletico.
He's been too loyal as well to Festa. Yeah,
United. bit of money.
previous seasons, it's been yanked with a move away from Vettel, hasn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, because we were linked with Oblak before we got Allison.
Yeah, but money, isn't it? Chuck a bit of money at him. He'll do anything for it. Most footballers are just basically very expensive prostitutes. Chuck a bit of money at them, they'll do whatever you say. Footballers are just very expensive prostitutes, so you don't get to have sex with them. Well, not that we know of, anyway. God knows what they do in their spare time with each other. God knows. I wouldn't like to comment on that, but yeah, footballers are just extremely expensive prostitutes. That's the way it is.
What a description.
Yeah.
You know me, Chris. My analogies are fucking out of this world, mate. But Val, what do you disagree with me that they're just? Yeah, fuck it. I'll keep using the analogy. It's a beautiful analogy. Do you disagree that footballers are expensive prostitutes? Is Velvishwan even there?
Or is he just laughing to death?
Oh, fuck knows what Velvishwan is doing. Velvishwan has walked away. Oh, he's back now. Can you hear me? Yeah. So yeah, do you disagree with my analogy of footballers just being very expensive prostitutes then?
When do you say that?
Okay, so you clearly didn't hear me at all. I've said it like 3 or 4 times now. You said about money, and I said footballers are just very expensive prostitutes. They'll do whatever the money tells them.
Oh yeah.
Do you disagree with me? Do you think there's even any loyalty within football nowadays?
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
That far.
I mean, it depends. It depends how long you've been at the club for. If
Not
you've been
really.
there like.
I bet you. If I chucked money at Marcus Rashford, actually maybe not Rashford. He seems to have loyalties.
He'll pay for food banks and stuff.
But fuck it, Phil Foden. I reckon if United go to Phil Foden and United were actually running a better way and weren't City's bitch per se, I reckon Phil Foden would join United for a shit ton of cash.
I mean, his dad is a United fan.
Exactly. See, I bet you. I know Phil Foden, Stockport lad. Oh yes, he breeds Manchester City. He fucking doesn't. I bet you if I chucked a bit of money. Bet you if I chuck him 200, 300 grand and say I want you at Manchester United, I bet he signs on that dotted line quicker and you could say boo. Or Mason Mount. I reckon United go out to Mason Mount. Mason, we run better than Chelsea. This is an analogy, of course, that's not true. Yeah. But I reckon they walk out with Mason Mount. We run better than Chelsea. Here's 200 grand. Come join us. Mason Mount put his signature on that dotted line quicker and you could say boo.
Mason Mount's a Portsmouth fan. Of course, he's just.
Well, yes, but you know what I mean. Declan Rice is a Chelsea fan. I bet you if I asked him, he'd sign on that dotted line. Money talks. There's no loyalty in football.
Luke Shaw was a Chelsea fan, and Man United put money on the table. He was like, "There you go, see you."
Sancho's a Chelsea fan as well. I bet you he'll sign for United.
I think.
Same as Drogba. He was an Arsenal fan, and then he signed for Chelsea.
That's quite funny.
That's why I like Drogba, because he was an Arsenal fan and he went to Chelsea instead.
To be fair, if I was an Arsenal fan and Chelsea wanted me, I'd go to Chelsea. But yeah, Velvishwan, what do you do? Tell me who the number 1 keeper at United will be next season and what happens with the others.
Runnison.
What? I said United, not fucking Arsenal.
No, they were saying Runnison.
I can firmly believe Arsenal probably use Runnison as their number 1 goalkeeper for next season. God knows.
No, they will sign Runnison. The Glazers will sign Runnison and he'll be number 1.
Try and be somewhat serious. Where's De Gea at the start of next season? Where will David De Gea be?
He needs to start.
Huh?
He'll start.
At United. So you're saying David De Gea will be at United. Where's Dean Henderson? Is he sold on loan?
On loan.
All right, cool. And Oblak, I'm guessing still at Atleti.
Yeah.
I can hear
Or
that.
Chelsea, you never know.
I'll put my money on Atleti. But Chris, where's David De Gea going to be at the start of next season?
I actually think he'll stay now. I know.
Cool.
I said Dean Henderson, but I feel Dean Henderson will leave.
Where,
I think
what, on a loan, or will he be sold?
I would say on the loan start off with to another Premier League club. I go a Premier League club.
Tottenham then.
Could say so. Yeah, does shout.
They're not exactly an elite football club in the Premier League. They're only in the question of eliteness because they marketed themselves as an elite club. An actual fact, what they won.
Eddie Howe's looks like it's not going to be a Celtic manager.
Is he not?
No.
Who's going to Celtic? Who's going to Celtic then?
I don't know.
Because I mean,
Frank Lampard.
Frank don't want the Palace job, so maybe Celtic have approached Frank Lampard. Wouldn't be a bad move.
I'm going to say something outrageous about the Man United thing. I think De Gea will stay, Henderson will be sold to Tottenham, and Ramsdale will go to Man United.
What?
Hold on.
De Gea will stay.
So you're telling me that they're going to keep David De Gea. Yeah. They're going to go sell Dean Henderson to replace him with someone around about the same ilk as Dean Henderson.
Yeah, that's
with Tom Heaton there as well.
That's what Man United will probably do.
Tom Heaton's there. I forgot.
Yeah, he signed from. It's not been widely reported because United fans don't really want to talk about it. I can only wonder why. But Aaron, being a United fan, what's happening with the goalkeeping crisis at United this summer? The way you acted after that Europa League final, fuck me. I swear you were more angry than most United fans.
I've been too busy to hang out with my girlfriend to care about United today. So
you do admit you're a United fan, I hear.
No, I don't care about it.
We see it. Yeah, talk to me about goalkeepers.
Yeah. With Tom Heaton, I think he's got experience.
Aaron, we're not talking Tom Heaton. We're talking Man United plotting an Oblak move.
God!
I think it was Dan that said about fucking Pickford and all of that.
I said Ramsdale.
Ramsdale, that's the one. We're not talking about them. We're talking Oblak.
Gotcha. All right.
That's what they would do.
It would be interesting if it did happen. Do I prefer Oblak or De Gea? Me personally, I think from the business side of things, they'll prefer Oblak. From a sensible transfer side of things, I'll prefer De Gea. So I think it's like if you include De Gea in the deal for Oblak, in my opinion, selling De Gea is a business move and not a football move because you need the extra money off the wage bill, and the Glazers want to keep some of that money. So I think
it does make sense getting a £350,000 a week goalkeeper off your wage bill for any club, especially when they're not performing to a £350,000 performance. Because I like De Gea, but he's definitely not producing what his contract suggests.
Thing is though, I'm uncertain. I know Oblak's a brilliant goalkeeper, but it's again the same situation of some players may not work at a different club. I don't know yet whether Oblak will settle in.
That's the risk with any transfer. Like, there was no guarantees Bruno would work at United.
It's very 50-50 whether this one will work if it comes off. But
Aaron, you're just saying generic shit that is the same for any transfer in the world. It's always a risk. There was no guarantee Salah would work at Liverpool. It was the same with anything.
I just don't know if Oblak's going to work or not. I think it's just a case of if it happens, we'll see what happens in the next year.
Right. Is Oblak better than De Gea?
No,
only just.
No, Oblak is clear. Oblak is the best goalkeeper in the world.
Eh?
Oblak is the best goalkeeper in the
Conceded
world.
3 goals against our attack.
Yeah, because they're
Don't
defensive.
even. Okay, well then, what is Edouard Mendy? He conceded 5 goals against West Brom.
That was difficult.
Well,
That was a
well,
goal.
no. You say a stupid comment, I'll respond with a stupid comment.
That was a good goal.
Just because he conceded a few goals doesn't make him a shit goalkeeper.
He conceded 3 to Arsenal, Mendy.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Ramsdale conceded plenty of goals at Sheffield United. He's not a shit goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you say a stupid comment, I'll respond with one.
No,
But Aaron,
make sure you keep the stream. I'm going to trigger Aaron with this picture.
oh jeez.
Oh no.
Oh no.
By the way, Volvish Swan, a bullshit transfer source said Reece Williams is going to likely be loaned out from Liverpool, and there's 2 clubs that have been named, Ipswich and Donny. I don't believe it. I don't believe
Please
it.
get Doncaster. Please get him.
Do
Do you know what? Niall Ennis and Luke Jepcott will be fucking loving themselves against you. Absolutely love it. Do you know what? Do you know what? They will both hire a shit ton of hookers after that game, as they're going to need a way of releasing that impending laughter when they both bag a hat trick. But Aaron, talk to me about something other than that, which would be very fucking funny. And we would cover that live here. Like literally the hat tricks.
I think if he's going to get loaned out, he's going to go to the Championship. I don't see him dropping down.
Does he hope? Hold up a minute. Last year was a Conference North. He was a Kidderminster, right?
Oh shit.
I don't really think that guy is quite a Championship player.
I don't see him getting. I don't even see him going to Ipswich, and Ipswich that's been linked to Jermaine Defoe. It's fucking ridiculous.
Jermaine Defoe.
I hope you get him from the bottom of my heart. That would be hilarious. But talk to me about Man City and Jack Grealish. £100 million bid being prepared, apparently, according to the Daily Mail. Now, it's the Daily Mail, so fuck knows. What's your thoughts?
Well, if Grealish goes to Man City, you might as well just wrap the title up there and then. I think, in my opinion, is Grealish worth the £100 million price tag? Over time, it won't be straight away. It won't be completely first season there and there. He's going to have to work over a 2-3 year period to reach that £100 million value. But I think if Grealish goes to Man City, me personally, I think he'll stay at Aston Villa, because Aston Villa they're promising another season of massive spending. So I think he'll stay at Villa and build that team to go towards a European spot.
Jack Grealish is going to build the squad himself, is he?
No. But
that man has more talents than I thought.
He'll be part of Aston Villa's build to get towards the Europa League or the Europa Conference League.
There we go.
But I think that if he does go to Man City, then what they've done is they've picked up a bright, young, up-and-coming talent, even at the age of 23, 24. Yeah. And I think that they're getting a guy that's about to head towards the prime years in a couple of years, sharp prime. And I think that Grealish itself would be a wonderful addition. Does this mean the selling of Raheem Sterling? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they might sell Sterling. They might sell Bernardo Silva. I don't know. But I think that Grealish would definitely provide. I think what Grealish will do with the talents he does consistently is I think he will make Raheem Sterling work harder than he has done already. I think it will make Sterling work as competitively.
You could just sell the cunt. I suppose you could just sell the prick.
You could sell him back to Liverpool. You could sell him back to Liverpool and force him back into Europa League again.
Okay. That is the most ridiculous thing you've ever said in your life.
I think Sterling will go to either Real Madrid or Juventus. One of those two.
That's less ridiculous. Big up to Mystic Wolf, who's just joined us. Wolf, you're going to be even more depressed because apparently United are going to go get Oblak, which is clearly very high up on the list of priorities at Old Trafford at the precise moment. How are you? Just got back from school. What streams you got planned for tonight? And big up to you all. Well, here we go. We've got the Chelsea show at 6 p.m, the Liverpool show at 8 p.m, and the United show at 10 p.m. Tomorrow, I'll explain tomorrow because some of the streams, this show is moving
Niall, who's Doncaster's best player this season?
None of them.
Champions League.
I'm gonna give that award to Reece James. I think he's been the most consistent player.
Reece James, okay.
Yes, I've reached
Manchester United is allegedly the richest club in the world, and we can't get Sancho, Botman, Rice, and Kane in one window. Why not?
This is Glazers saving money. This is.
Well, no, it's really not, Aaron. Let me explain that. Harry Kane, 120 million. That will be Declan Rice at 80 million, so that's 200 million. Then you add in Sancho, that's 280 million. Then you're going to go get Botman, which is 30 million. That's 310 million. No club is spending 310 million in one.
They're not going to get all of them, but if they get Sancho, Botman, and maybe even Rice, then that would be a good window for United. But
of course,
do I trust the Glazers to do that? No, I don't trust the Glazers to do that. I could trust the Glazers to let Botman go to somewhere else, let Rice go somewhere else, and probably let Sancho go somewhere else.
Nah, they'll get Sancho. They'll get. You just hate the Glazers. See, the more you talk, the more you talk, the more I think you're a United fan. But I've completely lost. Oh yeah, this show's moving over the weekend. It's moving an hour and a half to 1:30 for reasons I'll explain at the end. Liverpool. Aaron, I'll go to you. Liverpool have signed Konate. Good move for them.
You know what? Even though he's got his past with injuries, I think that's a quality centre back. I think he could provide something to the defensive line. It's better than Phillips and Williams or whatever the fuck it was, but I think that it's an improvement. I think
just triggered Sonny.
I think. Well, I don't know.
Aaron has triggered Sonny and just spat out the most obvious fact in the world of football. Really,
exactly. Nat Phillips should go on loan with Reece Williams to somewhere else.
Oh, no, he's like 24 years old. Sell the price.
Exactly. I think Ibrahima Konate will do well to compete with Matip for his place alongside Virgil van Dijk. I think he'll be competing with Matip for that partnership. Maybe even ahead of Matip to play against Virgil van Dijk.
I'm sure Gomez.
Hold up.
Sure Gomez as well.
Matip is third choice.
And Joe Gomez, yeah.
And Gomez is the one who partners Van Dijk.
Yeah. Sorry, Gomez. I think he'll compete with Gomez, and Matip will be on both.
How the fuck have you just got Matip and Gomez confused with each other?
I don't.
Asking for a friend.
It's been a long day. Me and Chantal have had hours together. I can't clear my brain right now.
FYI, when's the sex tape being released?
Damn. You said next week.
Prime wants to know. Prime. Wow. Moving swiftly on. We don't want to discuss this. Our problems. You've just said that on the internet, on YouTube. You've literally. Wow. I hope she doesn't watch these shows for the love of Jesus's. I hope she does. FYI, there are some, shall we say, acquaintances from other panel members that watch these shows. It's a hell of a funny. FYI, some of the jokes we've said have not gone down well. Our problem is centre backs and central midfield. Woodward, twat ass, is looking for a goalkeeper. We've got morons running our club, literal morons. I don't care. I don't know what they are smoking in Manchester. Fuck those. I feel like they do cocaine. Velvet Shrine, how long is this picture going to fucking take? Because I'm currently doing gap filler. I wanted to end this about 4 minutes ago. Talk to me. How long is this picture going to fucking take? Let me talk about tomorrow then. Let's talk about tomorrow briefly. Transfer talk is going to be at 1:30. Really fucking annoying. It might be 1:30. That is because you've got the Championship playoff final at 3 p.m. We're doing a live watch along for that one here. Matt will be there, potentially some other people. Then on Sunday, Transfer talk will be at 1:30. League One playoff final is at 3. Chris, I think, is going to be there. Dickhead on the bottom right hand corner probably turn up at some point. If time shall allow. Max saying when you're wrapping up. Well, I'm about to wrap up now, so I'm just going through the weekend. So you've got obviously Transfer Talk 1:30, Championship playoff final watch along at 3 p.m. We'll be live at 2:50. Champions League final match reaction at 10 p.m. tomorrow night.
Oh my!
And then Sunday, Transfer Talk at 1:30, and the League One playoff final watch along at 3 p.m. Berkey saying Man U need Oblak and Kane. I feel like there's other priorities, but if you are new, please do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell notifications so you know when we go live. We've got plenty of shows tonight. The Chelsea show 6 p.m, Liverpool show at 8 p.m, and the United show at 10 p.m. Depressed Mystic Wolf saying Woodward better not fuck up this window, or Old Trafford will be in ashes in December.
Fuck.
Excellent. Mystic Wolf is going to burn down Old Trafford. For any police inquiry, I did not say I was doing that.
Mr. Wolf, you're going to be in hospital. So how are you going to burn it down?
What have we got here? What have we got here?
It's this Reece James in a fucking Rotherham shirt, you prick.
You're joking. He hasn't done that, has he?
He's created that.
Ah, that's funny. That is. Oh wow.
The rivals of Rotherham.
Wow. Oh no, you should have put him in a fucking Sheffield United shirt. A Wednesday shirt. I mean.
No, it's worse at Sheffield Wednesday. Don't fucking dare.
Go on,
No.
do it.
Say nothing.
It's okay. I can keep this show going whilst you do that. Fuck it. Someone talk about something.
Chelsea winning the Champions League. Let's go.
There we go.
No.
Okay, we can talk about that briefly. Daniel, you excited for tomorrow's game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a destroying like all Man City fans are thinking, and Aaron's thinking. So now I can read your mind. It's going to be a 1-0.
Big up to the real one. 2 views, cool. 2 views is fine. We've got 5, I think, watching on Twitter, and we've had plenty of people popping in and out. But any view, I appreciate. I like the views; they're nice. But if you are new, subscribe and then watch this stuff, and we get more views. It's beautiful. It's beautiful how YouTube works. But yeah, no, we're quite out. I'm quite content. It's actually 3 now. We've got 3. I had 88 views for the Champions League review preview yesterday. So yeah, it's lovely. The world is a lovely place. 106 for watched United suffering. I can only imagine why.
That was
if the quiz tonight, last week of the quiz tonight, if Liverpool and United are level, I'm going to offer them. If they are level, I'm going to offer them a penalty shootout as a decider with David De Gea in goal. Oblak and Kane shouldn't be our first priority. Centre back, centre midfielders, and a right winger. It would also probably do you nicely. But yeah, Aaron, what are you screaming about?
Eddie Howe has turned down the Celtics.
Yeah, we know about that. We know. You're a bit slow. You're a bit slow.
I think we just got the headline from BBC Sport, the notification, and then going to BBC Sport, and it was 19 minutes.
You get your updates from BBC. Fuck me. You might as well just go. Do you know what? If you're going to get it from the BBC, you might as well just go to a cave and watch the chalk being written on. Written on chalk. Like, shocking. Velshon, hurry up with this damn picture. I want to go play Football Manager before the Chelsea show. That's what I want to do. And get myself a cup of tea. All sorts.
Football Manager?
Football Manager, yeah. It's a thing you play.
I know what it is, but I didn't know you played it.
You didn't think a football fan. You didn't think a football fan played Football Manager. What do you think? What do you think I do in my days? Just sit on the sofa doing nothing, staring into an oblivion, or just
watching Plymouth highlights when you're actually good.
Or I literally do 24 hours of just planning shit for my YouTube channel. Believe it or not, I do have a life outside of YouTube. As much as it,
but okay.
As much as it may not be apparent.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to be amongst all the madness with the Championship playoff final and the Champions League final. I'm going to be at the Legends match tomorrow between to raise some money for East Trust charity, which is nice.
Cute.
First time back in this. in the stadium in a year and a half, so I can't wait.
First time back.
What's
The
the
first
tweet,
time
mate?
back
Watch a
into a
Legends
shit.
game. So Legends versus Legends.
First time back into a shithole. I see.
Oh no! Fuck off!
Oh yes.
I know what.
Oh yes. Hello, buddy. I like that. It suits him. It suits him. It suits him. Oh my God.
People have already said that Sheffield Wednesday, now they're in League One, he's not going to go to anywhere else in League
I got
One.
a plan, yeah. No, I got a good plan. I'm going to get all the first 11 of Sheffield Wednesday and put all Doncaster legends on it.
Fuck.
Oh my God, Belvishwan. Let me send you a couple of names to put on there. Coppinger. Actually, I'll just say it. Go get Coppinger and Richie Wellens and put them on Sheffield United bodies. That would destroy Aaron. He would be in utter tears, and he would be never broken. I hope so. But we are gonna wrap it up there. I've got plenty of shit to go do, and I want to go play Football Manager. What an exciting afternoon for Daniel. But before you go, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Please make sure you are subscribed if you are new. Does massively help us here at Let's Talk Premier League. Daniel, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter at CSC Daniel MGG, and every time talk about the Euros and Chelsea.
Yes, England show coming up next week, 9 p.m. Valshan, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at VEL_skills.
Excellent. And Aaron, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Aaron_Challoner, probably calling out Velvish One to a diss track. And you can find me on Throw Football DRFC, your Dogstros fan channel. Apparently, Wellens has jetted off for his family weekend. Happy that we're close to making our first signing. So hopefully this June will be the month that we make our transfers. But very exciting stuff. Legends match tomorrow, 2 p.m. kickoff at the Keynote Stadium to raise some money for Eve's Trust charity. And good luck to everyone of the Legends and the supporters playing in that match. And first time back in the Keynote in a year and a half, so it should be good.
Wolf saying I know where to find Velv in the garbage. Brutal. But look, we'll be back 6 p.m. with the Chelsea show.
Good evening, Wolf. That's all I'd like to say.
Terrific.
Good evening.
But as I said, we'll be back 6 p.m. with the Chelsea show. End of season, so we'll be giving out Player of the Season and Young Player of the Season, and most likely previewing a little bit about the Champions League, as it would be rude not to. Obviously, the last week of the quiz as well. And then the Liverpool show, probably talking a bit more about Konate at 8 p.m. And the United show, where we'll be cancelling them due to a Europa League fuck-up. I promise you, I won't mention penalties more than 50 times. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in a bit.